How's it going, YouTube? Coming in today with another video, and today, guys, the video is going to be the new time rules. How do we feel about them? I'll talk to you about how I feel about them and how I feel like they should have done one simple thing that would have made it so much better. But we have 50 minutes now, and we used to have 40, which is kind of crazy that we have so much time now. Honestly, my completely honest-to-God take on this entire thing right now, 50 minutes, you should be done in 50 minutes. If you're pushing 50 minutes, someone's slow playing and someone's not calling judge. Like, there's no reason why this should be that crazy effective to the game. If you have 50 minutes to play, sorry, like, play faster, right? Like, that's one thing where we could conclude games in 40 minutes. If somebody is taking 50 minutes, those are the people that are holding up rounds between rounds, right? Like, we're sitting there like 20 minutes at a time because somebody slow played so hard, right? And then they're just like stuck in this really weird like game 3 situation, and it's not healthy. So I don't like how they handled it, but I definitely think that 50 minutes is good enough, right? I think that's fine. But we'll talk about more in the video. If you haven't already checked out my sponsors over on RW, Cloud Gem, Arla, Imperium, Dragonshield, and Grimoire, definitely go ahead and do so all down below in the description. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's hop right into our slide. I only had one slide today because I'm actually about to be ready to go to work, and I want to make sure that I made this video real fast because I just saw it when I woke up, and I was like, yo, like, that's kind of crazy. Well, we have 50 minutes, man. I feel like that's fine, right? Like, I feel like that's just, like, enough time. I feel like they should have handled this by just doing 0-1. You have a turn, and then your opponent has a rebuttal turn, which, in my opinion, is almost always going to beat any kind of worry of time because it gives both players a turn to react, which I think is the healthiest way that we could have went about this, but that's just me. I think doing a double game loss is a little silly because now game 1 matters. Like, you go into game 1, you have to win game 1. And I think that's kind of crazy because we'll kind of skip down here too. Game 2, it used to be where if your opponent won game 1 and then it's game 2 and you're up in life and the time gets called, it's a draw. Now, if game 1 is won by your opponent and you're up in life game 2, time gets called and the game's not decided, double loss, right? That's kind of crazy. I don't think that I agree with that. But there is going to be, like, no time at all now. Like, you are just going to be done with your match, which is kind of insane. That's what they wanted, though. They just wanted it to be at the end of that round. It is the end of that round, right? And, I mean, like, even at Columbus this weekend, like, they were moving pretty fast. So, like, I don't know if that's necessarily, like, the worst thing, right? But again, 50 minutes, man, like, that's a lot of time, you know? And I don't necessarily want to be on, like, picking a side with this, but I think 50 minutes is, like, an egregious amount of time. Again, like, if you're in a situation where your opponent is just taking way too long, raise your hand, call judge for slow play. Like, you should be doing that actively anyway. So this is a lot of time to be able to play in, though. I've already seen a lot of comments about people, like, stonewalling as a troll, right? Like, if they're in game 3 and they know they're not going to win, they're just not going to concede, and they're just going to, like, force a double loss, which is kind of scary, I'm not going to lie. But this also really tells your opponent, like, if you want to kill me, you got to go fast, right? And it's, like, one of those things, in my opinion, that is going to kill a lot of slow playing because your opponents are going to, like, need to play the game, right? Like, they cannot let this go into a double loss. Like, they gotta play. So that's something for me where it's like, if this is gonna make games go faster, I'm here for it. And I don't know if that's, like, the unpopular opinion. Apparently I have a lot of those, but I think that that's, like, fine. The other thing too is that, like, game 4 is a thing now. I don't know if you guys caught that, but game 4 is now a thing. It's definitely a little weird. If the duelist have completed 3 duels without the match finishing and there is time remaining. So, like, this only refers to, like, if you activate self-destruct button, or, like, if there's something that knocks both of your life to 0 in game 3, you're going to game 4. And that's kind of crazy too. It's kind of funny. I can only imagine telling someone, be like, well, how did your game go? Oh, I won 3-1. Or just, you know, like, that's craziness. But, you know, that's gonna be something that we're gonna have to deal with in the game currently. Honestly, I know a lot of people are gonna be upset about this. I know a lot of people are gonna be very mad, but, like, again, I'm just stuck in the mindset of 50 minutes is too long and is long enough to where if you're going the time consistently, the problem isn't the time rules, the problem is you. I'm sorry. That's just like, don't go into time. And if you feel like you're going to go in time because of your opponent, call judge. Like, that's something that you should actively be comfortable doing and learn how to be comfortable doing. Because I feel like in this game, one of the things that's really unfortunate is people just are not comfortable enough calling judge for things that their opponent is doing, and you should be comfortable enough to do that. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, definitely go ahead and check out my Twitter, Twitch, Discord, Instagram, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. I'll catch you all in the next video. Thank you.